Hey, I'm Matt with Meat Church. Let's smoke this beautiful spatchcock turkey. Well, welcome back to my outdoor kitchen. It's November. It's definitely turkey season. We launched a really unique video last week, Mexican turkey breast that you guys love, super delicious, maybe what I'm gonna make for Thanksgiving. But now we're gonna get back into like the meat and potatoes of like what we're known for and what our customers talk about. So today we're doing what I recommend all of you do, which is spatchcocking your turkey. Not a new technique, but we put these videos out every year. And why do we do that? This technique and this recipe is by far and away the #1 thing I hear about as I go around the world meeting you guys. In fact, I was just at Hawaii Food and Wine. A couple came from Idaho to the festival to try our food, which is amazing. And the first thing they said to me was, major turkey recipe. The amount of times I've heard major turkey recipe, and it's around spatchcocking a turkey and brining a turkey with our brine. It is crazy. I can't count. Easily the #1 thing I recommend. And that's what we're gonna do today. I'm starting out with a turkey that we've brined overnight. So I'm gonna talk to you about how I did that as I pull it out of my container here. That turkey went more than I did after a long road trip. All right, so how did we get to this point? Well, our bird baptism brine, it's no secret, this is our top product in the fall. You guys crush this product. This is a turkey that I bought at my local HEB. I just took a small pot, put an entire package of this brine in that pot with a little bit of water, heated it up to basically a boil to dissolve all of the sugars and stuff in the water. Then I dumped that into a food safe container, put a bunch of ice in it because you want to cool it off. You don't want to put a turkey into warm brine. Put the turkey in, added more water enough to submerge the turkey. And I always say, I start with 12-pound turkeys. If you're feeding a big family and this isn't enough, buy 2 12-pound turkeys. Do not buy a 20+ pound turkey. I took this food safe container, it's a Yeti loadout bucket, and I put it in my refrigerator. Now I'm lucky enough to have a refrigerator big enough to hold a bucket like this, an extra fridge, like a garage fridge. If you don't have this much room, you could take a container like this and put it in something larger with ice around it, like some sort of cooler. You could do this in a brine bag, whatever you want to do it in, but I generally do it overnight. And I want to dispel a big myth. Yes, I think that you can brine a turkey that comes in a pre-brine solution. I know there are folks that come out during the holiday season and say you don't need to do that. I promise you, they have not cooked as many turkeys as we have cooked at Meat Church. We have 20+ turkey videos, by the way, on this channel around this, but thousands of comments from customers that also brine their pre-brine turkeys. Not one time have I ever taken a bite of my family turkey, nor my customers, because I've asked and said, oh, that's too salty. Do what you like. But before we jump in the video, I'm gonna tell you today, we're gonna use our honey hog seasoning and this brine. But all the seasonings you see here, we have combos for these on our website. These 9 seasonings, we have a combo of 1 brine and the seasoning at a discounted rate on meatchurch.com. We have been putting discount codes in these videos. If you use discount code MOIST through the end of 2025, you will get a further discount on that on our website. So at checkout, enter MOIST, and this item here, or any of these combos, will be discounted further. So hop on there and do that. And depending the time of year that you're watching this video, be mindful of shipping times. We generally ship same day, sometimes next day in the like peak season, but just be mindful of travel times, like transit times from the carrier to your home. Shop local if you want. This stuff is everywhere as well. But let's jump into this. First thing I need to do is I need to go rinse this turkey off and pat it dry, and then we're gonna spatchcock it. Got our whole turkey here, patted dry, and then to spatchcock it, we're simply going to remove the backbone from this. And you can do it with a knife, or you can do it with some sort of poultry shears, whatever is your preference. And all I'm gonna do is just basically cut right along both sides of it. I'm gonna flip it around and repeat down the other side. You don't want to throw that away. Definitely something that you can use for gravy or for stock. Usually I will smoke this stuff. Now we're going to split this open. Grab my chef knife here. I'm just going to cut the excess skin that was holding the legs together since I'm spatchcocking this. By the way, I use kitchen shears because these are Messermeister. They come apart. You can just put them in your dishwasher. I joke every year, don't go grab the scissors out of your wife's utility drawer. Take our chef knife, and I want to remove the breastbone. Not everybody does this. Some people just lay this flat, the turkey like this, and just press it down. That's definitely something you can do. I like to take this one step further and remove this keel bone. With your knife, just make an incision. You'll feel like a natural stopping point right there and kind of press this open. And when you get the little membrane open there, you can just run your finger right alongside, right through here to just expose that, and then we're gonna peel it out. And you can use, if it's being difficult, you can use your knife, just make a little slight incision there. It's much easier on a chicken, but it's worthwhile to do this on a turkey because then it lays really flat. And when you're done cooking it, you can just cut this bird right in half. It's much easier to carve. Once you have it exposed like that with a knife or your finger, you can just kind of grab this, hold the turkey down, and pull it right out. Now it's boneless right down the middle. Okay, I need to go wash my hands so I can season this up. So I mentioned that we're gonna season with our honey hog. This is probably our most popular turkey seasoning. Voodoo is very popular, Gospel is very popular. Like I said, all 9 of these are good options, but honey hog's kind of the OG. So we are going to start on the underneath side. Don't be scared, big piece of meat. And you obviously want to make sure that you're getting everywhere. Once we've got that side done, I'm just gonna flip over and jump to the other side. This excess skin, you can cut it off, you can tuck it underneath, whatever your preference is. Now, you can work your hand underneath the skin if you would like to put extra butter underneath there. It's kind of an optional thing. And speaking of optional, I like to put a little bit of 16 mesh coarse cracked pepper across mine. I think that it looks really nice on the finished product, and honestly, I add a little bit of pepper because I like the taste, but that's up to you. And then same thing, we're gonna honey hog across the top. I always advocate to season a little bit high. You know, you eat with your eyes first, but this is a holiday meal. People are judging you, they're looking at it. Maybe you're putting it on the gram, maybe you're not, I don't know. But you wanna make it look pretty, so take your time, make it nice and even. I often kind of poke fun at professional chefs on TV because they're doing the swooping method with salt. Well, shakers like this, far more superior seasoning method than using your hands. But we're gonna let this sit here for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna talk about how we're gonna cook it. The seasoning is adhered, and so we are ready to cook. So let's talk about how to cook your turkey. I like to smoke turkey around 275. You can cook poultry much hotter if you're in a pinch or you just want to get it done quicker. A 12-pound turkey at 275, I would budget about 3 hours or so. If you don't have that much time, you can increase the temperature. So kind of what are the pros and cons of that? Well, I want this to look pretty. So the higher the temperature, the more you got to keep an eye on it, which is totally fine. And the more likely that your skin might pop, or the tips of the wings or the legs will really start to get dark. That's all up to you. There's something to be said for, the crispiness that you'll get if you do that. And so that might be your preference. But since we're calling this a smoked turkey, we're gonna go 275. I really don't like to go much lower than that. I never smoke lower than 225, but if you go with what I call the universal smoking temperature 250, that's fine as well. If you're doing this on an offset, it kind of depends on what you want. If you want a lot more smoke, then lower the temperature. If you don't care and you want it even more subtle, then increase it. So we're gonna cook ours in a pellet grill today. I think pellet grills are the most superior turkeys. I've got tons of offsets, love using them. A pellet grill, the fact is, makes a really pretty turkey. Now, I also don't like to use heavy smoke woods for turkey. I always say wood's your first ingredient. We're gonna use our Meat Church pellets today, which are a blend of oak and hickory, so not too heavy. Other great choices would be pecan, maple, alder, or fruit woods if you really don't want it to be too smoky at all. So we've got a Traeger Timberline rocking at 275 degrees. I'm gonna open it up, slide this turkey in, and the only thing I'm gonna do between now and it being done is I like to baste with melted butter. It adds richness, it adds moisture, it adds deliciousness. We've taken our racks out, and I'm gonna just turn this around, slide it in, and we're gonna be good to go. While the turkey's cooking, let's make a holiday cocktail. This is a new one for me. It's called a White Buffalo, and it looks delicious. Ice in your shaker cup. I love bourbon cream from Buffalo Trace, especially at the holidays. Great for cocktails, great for desserts. 1.5 ounces. We're gonna go with some coconut rum, 1/2 ounce of that. Shake it up. I'm gonna rim my glass in some toasted coconut, or you can just garnish the top. Some ice. Strain the cocktail. Cheers, y'all. Ooh. That tastes like a holiday vacation. All right, let's clear this out. Time to get the turkey out. It's been 2 hours and 45 minutes. The turkey should be done. We wrap the tips up in foil, as I mentioned, and what I do is I'm checking in the thickest part of the breast. 155, which is good for me. So this turkey is going to continue to carry over cook to get into the low 160s, which is going to be great. So we're going to remove the foil here. Now this needs to rest for quite a while. Kind of evolved in my cooking a bit with turkey to where I don't recommend lightly tinting with foil like I used to say. I found that that kind of affects the skin a little bit. So you're smoking, it's, you know, you're not frying chicken here, so it's not going to be like crispy skin, but this skin is in pretty good shape, and if you want to maintain that, then that's why I'm not lightly resting in a foil. But this bird, you know, gonna end up in the 160s. It's gonna take a while to come down. You want to rest it, so you got to give it a minimum of 15 minutes, but honestly, I like to go at least 30. There are chefs that recommend resting as long as you cooked it. I don't like colder turkey, so I don't do that, but there's some pretty super well-known chefs that advocate that. Point being, rest it as long as you want. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to enjoy my White Buffalo, or maybe a few of these, while this comes down, and we'll carve it up here in a little bit. Well, this looks amazing. So I didn't cover all the reasons I love a spatchcock turkey, but I think it presents really beautifully. You can put this on a platter, you can dress it, and I did mention that it's easier to carve like this, so those are the main reasons I like it. In addition to that, it cooks much quicker. This 12-pound turkey cooked in 2 hours and 45 minutes. If I cook this as a whole normal turkey, not spatchcock, it would be closer to 4 hours. Also cooks more evenly, so when it's down like this, flat to the grate, these breasts are down closer to the heat source. So, you know, like I said, cooks more evenly, because honestly, the perfect way to cook a turkey would be to part it all out, because the white meat and dark meat, you know, are kind of ready at different times. I will say the dark meat can take more heat longer. You can take it to higher internal temperature, which is why I was measuring the temperature of the breast. But you can see with the pepper that was on it and the honey hog, it's a beautiful turkey. That butter added to it, it turned out super pretty. I'm pretty excited about it. So as I start to cut it here, remember, no bone in the middle. So a great benefit is we can just like cut right through this. All right. And I'm a dark meat man, so I'll pull that off as well. Okay, looks awesome. I mean, super juicy. This is turkey for one, so I can do what I want. So when you can bite through the skin like that, I'm very satisfied with how the skin turned out. The flavor is amazing. I love honey hog, love the pepper on there. You know, this thing is super juicy, which is what you want, which is why you brine the turkey. But let's get a little bit of the white meat as well. A little awkward cut off the front here. My wife thinks the breast meat is where it's at. She's wrong, but you know. Man, that's so good. Just to recap the ease of this. We brined it overnight in the refrigerator, seasoned it, let it sit for 15 minutes, smoked it for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and rested it for about half an hour. Can't be any easier. You know, no matter what kind of turkey you want to make. By the way, we've got all the recipes. We've got fried turkey, smoked fried turkey, all types of smoked turkey, turkey breast, turkey legs, you name it, we've got it. And don't forget, we've got this combo over here. So when you go to meatchurch.com, there's a turkey supply link on the menu. Click that link, you'll see these 9 different combos. Enter code MOIST at checkout through the end of 2025. You'll get a further discount on it. If you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. There'll be another turkey video next week. If you don't want a spatchcock, if your family wants a traditional turkey, we'll have that for you next Wednesday. Thanks for being here. See you next time.